Shades in the building. Today I'm going to be reacting to these clowns are more terrifying than Pennywise. So I guess they're going to be talking about some scary clowns. To be honest with you, clowns don't scare me. And that's just how it is. Well, let's go ahead and jump into the video. Alright.
About being everything you're afraid of, there are plenty of clowns who may be even scarier than the extra-dimensional terror monster. And we're not talking about those kind of creepy clowns from Pee-wee's Big Adventure or even the insane clown posse. There are some very real reasons to develop a serious case of bozophobia. Here are just a few.
Okay.
Sweet Tooth.
Sweet Tooth.
Needles Kane, better known to gamers as Sweet Tooth, is a serial killer clown who drives a well-armed ice cream truck in an apocalyptic demolition derby.
Twisted Metal.
He's been driving that terrible truck since the first Twisted Metal game in 1995, and he's only gotten creepier since. Over the course of the original Twisted Metal series, he evolved from a standard killer clown with green hair to a flaming cursed monster who's forced to carry the fires of hell around with him. Sure, the fires of hell are pretty scary, but the 2012 Twisted Metal reboot made the clown even creepier, making him a guy who tries to kill his entire family after going insane with boredom. Sweet Tooth spends years trying to find his daughter, who escaped the killing spree, so he can finish what he started. It's just video game fun that causes other people to get killed along the way. The Joker. He's a force of pure chaos and Batman's greatest enemy. The Joker has had various origin stories over the years, and they tend to involve falling into a vat of chemicals while trying to escape Batman. But who he was before that is up in the air. In his original 1951 origin, he was already a villain known as the Red Hood. 1988's The Killing Joke graphic novel elaborated on this story, making him an aspiring comedian who had only turned to crime to support his pregnant wife. But even within that book, this sympathetic backstory is called into question, with the Joker saying that he prefers his past to be multiple choice. For every new Joker, there's a new origin story. That lack of clear identity is what the Joker is all about. He's dedicated to the idea that the world makes no sense and will murder, maim, and mutilate anyone who crosses his path to illustrate that there are no reasons. He's not just a mad clown, he's a clown that embodies madness. Twisty. Few clowns have ever been as visually frightening as Twisty, the deranged killer featured in Freak Show, the 4th season of American Horror Story. Creator Ryan Murphy has even said that members of the crew would leave during Twisty's scenes because he was just so frightening. Once a circus clown who loved to entertain children, Twisty's career was ruined by false rumors of pedophilia. He failed at committing suicide with a shotgun, but succeeded in blowing off his lower jaw, thus the half mask with the terrifying smile. What's underneath is even more horrific. Leaving reality entirely behind, Twisty begins kidnapping children in a supposed effort to save them from their oppressive parents. He's convinced children still love him and long to be entertained by his antics, even as every child who sees him screams and runs away. Maybe that horrifying mask was a bad choice. Madcap. The best thing about a killer clown is that you can usually kill it, but that's not the case with Madcap, Marvel's clowniest supervillain. He first appeared in Captain America number 307 as a nemesis to the all-American hero and his pal Nomad, but he doesn't seem to care much about superheroes at all until they get in the way of his goal of spreading chaos. Madcap has 2 superpowers. First, he can't be hurt or killed. Any injury he suffers heals almost instantly, and if he dies, he comes back to life. Second, he can make other people behave irrationally by making eye contact with them, making ordinary citizens put themselves in danger by dancing through traffic or even leaping off of buildings. A clown who will kill you is scary, but a clown who cuts off his own fingers just for fun is even scarier. The Poltergeist Clown. 1982's Poltergeist is one of the all-time greatest haunted house movies. And like most standard haunted houses, a lot of the horror early in the film comes from inanimate objects moving on their own. So when young Robbie notices late at night that a clown doll that was sitting in a chair by his bed has suddenly disappeared, that's already scary. And then things get really bad. The 2015 Poltergeist remake overdoes its attempt to one-up this scene with multiple clown dolls in a much darker room, but nothing in that film measures up to the scares of the original. Violator. few clowns are actually from hell, but the Violator is a straight-up demon. He's the main antagonist in Todd McFarlane's Spawn comics, as well as the 1997 Spawn movie.
Every time somebody farts, a demon catches a wings. Twins.
His entire purpose is to mess with Spawn, who is given his powers by the forces of hell. Since those powers will eventually run out and force Spawn's return to hell for all eternity, the role of Violator is not just to tempt and corrupt Spawn into doing evil, it's to manipulate him to use his own powers recklessly. Violator isn't just a murderous clown, he's here to shepherd a soul toward eternal damnation. And he does it with a grin. Clown. Perhaps no clown ever created is as terrifying as the creature at the center of Clown, an ancient demon that devours children.
Damn.
Clown takes over anyone who puts on the cursed clown costume, which is made from Clown's own skin and hair. In the film, this happens to Kent, a regular dad who's just trying to provide last-minute entertainment at his son's birthday party. Once he puts on the suit, he begins transforming into an inhuman, kid-chomping monster. At first, the horror of Clown comes from Kent's loss of control as the demon takes over. But by the end of the film, there's no saving him, and the horror comes from the rampaging monster clown that he's become. You can be sure of one thing: this is the scariest clown in movie history. And there's never been a better advertisement for Chuck E. Cheese.
Gross, somebody peed in here.
Thanks for watching.
Well, that's that. At the same time, I think they always make the clowns out to be scary, but then they want the kids to laugh with the clowns. But I remember back in the when I was a kid, there used to be these clowns riding around and these little trucks trying to kidnap kids. I think it was all over the news back in the day. But that's it for that video. Don't forget, subscribe, like, comment, all of the above. Until the next video, I'll get at you.